My mom used to have me ride her to school, because she's an ice phoenix. My dad's a six-eared macaque. Even my sister's a three-legged golden crow. But me? I'm a total loser who never awakened any sacred beast. When my school-bell girlfriend awakened an S-rank black bear demon, she dumped me right in front of the whole school. But the very next second, I turned into an SSS-Rank great sage equal to heaven. Because right when my awakening failed, I got bound to the Huaxia sacred beast system. As long as it's a sacred beast that ever appeared in Huaxia, I can turn into it whenever I want. At that moment, I just transmigrated into this world and landed right at Huaxia High's awakening ceremony. Right then, a stunning girl was standing by the awakening stone, and it suddenly burst out with 10 dazzling beams of light. One black beam shot straight into the sky, and it came with waves of sacred beast roars. That S-rank pressure exploded out. Yo, look! The school beauty just awakened an S-rank sacred beast, the black bear demon. That's insane. No way. Longcheng No. 1 High finally has its first S-rank sacred beast this year. I heard once it reaches adulthood, the black bear demon unlocks an exclusive skill, Monk's Kasaya. Crazy defense. At that moment, Su Qingyue stood in the center of the awakening stone, her eyes cutting through the crowd and landing exactly on the very back. The students who were cheering a second ago instantly went silent, and all turned to follow her gaze toward Ling Chen in the shadows. In Longcheng No. 1 High, even in all of Longcheng, who didn't know Ling Chen? He was the youngest son of the Lin family, Longcheng's top sacred beast clan. His father, Lin Xiao, was a six-eared macaque great sage who had guarded Beijing for decades, an SSS-Rank peak powerhouse. With one pair of ears, he could hear the movements of all three realms, and his staff skills made the foreign races beyond the borders tremble. His mother, Su Wan, was the lord of the ice phoenix of the frozen seas, also an SSS-Rank powerhouse. One breath of icy frost could freeze 1,000 miles of sea. She was the backbone of the southern defense line. Even his older sister Lin Yao awakened an SSS-Rank three-legged golden crow 3 years ago and was already the youngest colonel in the Beijing military district. A top-tier genius, a true national weapon. And yet, with parents and a sister this stacked, Ling Chen was famous in Longcheng as the #1 trash. In this world where sacred beasts rule everything, everyone has to take the official awakening ceremony at 18. The awakening stone lights up based on your bloodline potential, from the lowest F rank to the highest SSS rank. The rank of your awakened sacred beast basically decides how high you'll go in life. An F-rank awakener can only struggle at the bottom for life, while geniuses above S-rank. They're destined from birth to stand above everyone else, get state support, and be admired by all. And Ling Chen had just finished his awakening ceremony. His hand had stayed on that century-old awakening stone for a full 3 minutes. That stone, which could usually give off at least a faint glow even for an F-rank awakener, showed absolutely nothing. Pitch black and quiet as an ordinary rock. No rank, no sacred beast, total trash. Honestly, that result was exactly what everyone expected. For the past 3 years, the Lin family had thrown endless treasures at him. They searched all over the Dragon Nation for every famous awakening master and tried countless secret methods. But none of it could make Ling Chen awaken even the tiniest trace of sacred beast bloodline. Over time, the title Lin Family Trash became a running joke all over Longcheng, and Su Qingyue just happened to be the girlfriend Ling Chen had dated for a full 6 months. Back when Su Qingyue started chasing Ling Chen, the whole school went crazy. Everyone thought she'd lost her mind. Out of all the gifted geniuses in school, she picked a loser who couldn't even awaken his bloodline. But only Su Qingyue knew the truth. She was never betting on Ling Chen himself. She was betting on the Lin family background, and she had it all figured out. Even if Ling Chen was trash, as long as he carried the title of the Lin family's youngest son, he could still bring her endless resources and benefits. That alone could push the Su family's status in Longcheng way up. But now, things were different. She had awakened an S-rank black bear demon, the first S-rank awakener at Longcheng No. 1 High in the past 10 years. Looking across all of Longcheng, S-rank awakeners among the younger generation were insanely rare. You could count them on one hand. From now on, Su Qingyue would be a top genius personally cultivated by the state with limitless potential ahead of her. She didn't need to cling to some washed-up Lin family loser for a little borrowed shine anymore. Ling Chen lifted his eyelids and looked at the radiant girl on the platform, then curled his lips without saying a word. He had only transmigrated into this world less than 10 minutes ago, and his brain was still flooded with the original owner's memories. The two streams of memory crashed around in his mind, making his temples throb. He had just finished becoming the biggest public embarrassment in all of Longcheng at the Awakening Stone, locking in his trash status, and then got dumped in public by the girlfriend he dated for 6 months. This plot was even messier than a primetime soap. In the original owner's memories, he had gone all in for Su Qingyue. He treated her like glass, afraid she'd break, afraid she'd melt. For the past 6 months, if Su Qingyue wanted the stars, he wouldn't even give her the moon. All the cultivation resources and treasures the Lin family gave him, he didn't touch any of them. He secretly gave them all to Su Qingyue, all just to nourish her bloodline and raise her chances of awakening. Even Su Qingyue's guaranteed successful awakening this time had a lot to do with the ancestral bloodline nourishing pill he secretly gave her. And what happened? The first thing she did after awakening wasn't thank him, it was dump him in front of the whole school, then stomp his pride straight into the ground. We're done. Su Qingyue's voice was cold as winter ice with zero attachment, just open contempt. Ling Chen, we were never from the same world. Before, I thought even if you never awakened a bloodline, you still had the Lin family backing to give me the future I wanted. But now I've awakened an S-rank sacred beast, and my future has no ceiling. You, on the other hand, can't even awaken the lowest F rank. You're trash. She paused, lifted her chin slightly, and looked like a proud black swan. Then she delivered the cruelest words, one by one. You're not good enough for me. The moment those words landed, the whole place exploded. Damn, Sue the school beauty is savage. Dumping him in public? That's brutal. If it were me, I'd dump him too. An S rank and a loser? They're not even in the same league. Exactly. Back then, Ling Chen could still fake it with his family name. Now that he failed his awakening, he's just straight up trash. No way he deserves an S rank goddess like Sue. This is hilarious. He used to show off their relationship at school every day, walking around hand in hand after class. Now he got slapped in the face hard. If I were him, I'd crawl into a hole. The mocking voices hit Ling Chen like a storm of needles from every direction, while the students around him pointed and laughed with smug grins all over their faces. A few rich kids who already couldn't stand him even started whistling and shouting louder. Trash Ling Chen, just get lost already. Stop being an eyesore. Yeah, Sue's an S-rank big shot now. Why don't you look at yourself first? You've completely humiliated the Lin family. Why are you still standing there, waiting for more people to laugh at you? Ling Chen sneered inside. Just as he was about to clap back, a cold, mechanical voice suddenly rang out in his head. It carried no emotion at all, but it hit his mind like thunder. Extreme humiliation detected. Emotional fluctuation threshold reached. System activation conditions met. Huaxia Sacred Beast System binding. 10%, 20%, 50%, 80%, 100% binding complete. Congratulations, host. Huaxia Sacred Beast Codex unlocked. As long as it appeared in Huaxia mythology, folk legends, official history, or wild tales, sacred beasts, divine beasts, demon saints, or immortals, the host may freely transform into them and unlock all corresponding divine abilities. No rank cap, no usage limit. Starter gift pack delivered. SSS-Rank Demon Saint Sun Wukong, the Great Sage Equal to Heaven, unlocked. Transform now? Ling Chen's eyes lit up instantly, and his heart started pounding out of control. A system really was the ultimate cheat code for transmigrators. It finally showed up. A full Huaxia Sacred Beast Codex. In other words, as long as it exists in Huaxia mythology, ancient divine beasts, demon saints, immortals, whatever, he can just pick it. That's completely busted. My parents are a 6-eared macaque and an ice phoenix. My sister's a 3-legged golden crow. My ex is an S-rank black bear demon. Well, sorry. I'm going straight for the real Great Sage Equal to Heaven. You're all beneath me. Up on the platform, Su Qingyue saw Ling Chen standing there without moving and assumed the sudden blow had completely stunned him. The contempt on her face grew even stronger, with a little pity mixed in like she was doing him a favor. Why aren't you saying anything? Ling Chen, don't think you can coast on the Lin family forever. In this world, where sacred beasts rule everything, if you've got no power, you're worth less than a dog. Stop bothering me from now on. The gap between us is heaven and earth. After saying that, she even puffed out her chest on purpose, waiting to see Ling Chen break down and cry. Maybe even throw away his dignity and beg her to get back together. In her eyes, this useless Ling Chen was nothing without the Lin family halo, and nothing without her as his girlfriend. The crowd got even louder. Everyone was waiting to watch Ling Chen make a fool of himself, waiting to see how Longcheng's #1 loser would lose every last bit of face in front of the whole school. And right then, Ling Chen moved. Slowly, he slipped the water bottle in his hand into his school uniform pocket. He tightened the cap, totally unhurried, like none of the ridicule or humiliation around him had anything to do with him. Then he looked up at Su Qingyue on the platform, and a cocky grin curled across his lips. A little smug, a little shameless. Host confirmation received. S-Rank Demon Saint Sun Wukong, the Great Sage Equal to Heaven. Transformation starting. Bloodline seal releasing. Boom! A terrifying pressure, impossible to describe with words, exploded from Ling Chen's thin body in an instant. Brilliant golden divine light surged out like a tidal wave.